Hey Todd, do we have an ETA?
Yeah, I'm joining your thing. Alrighty, we are back. We're immediately going to actually hop into the round. Right off the bat, without further ado. We will be starting with a white car objective. And without further ado, immediate stuff. Sorry, not been able to catch all this action because of technical problems. But we do have a decent spread from both teams here. Both of them have occupied a decent chunk of the map. Like Jacob is. Oh, we're still getting that audio lag. Might be my settings then.
I got a shootout in lane 4, boys. Woo!
Mr. Jacob taking pot shots at the three members of the Lords going on here. Matter of fact, one of them is down. Pot shots coming back, but are unable to find them as Mr. Jacob's dodgeball game is on point. Grenade actually. Jacob finds Hardo Tyler. He's actually able to confirm it. My apologies. We're about to see the push coming out of Esco here. Will he see... I'm Patrick. It looks like he's already beginning to peek that way, understanding that Patrick is holding that lane. But Esco's actually able to find Jacob when he's going for the rotation. Urban Ghost has Esco's number. Esco choosing to move around makes a lot of noise, and Patrick's able to figure out exactly where this push is coming from. There will be two people coming this way. He might be able to get the first one. Oh, but he gets distracted by the shot, and he's going to go down to Esco right off the bat. Just leaving it on to Urban Ghost in order to be able to finish it off. Map 2, but he's already has someone pointing his gun at him. High Voltage finding Urban Ghost, and K-Dog actually finding Gunrama on the other side in lane 1.
I'm down, not out. One's coming around, I think, lane 4.
We're hearing the callouts from Urban Ghost for what will be both of the members of...
By lane 4, lane 4, lane 4.
Wow, a nice pick onto K-Dog from Esco across the map, leaving it up effectively to Skeptical to defend this objective for the first round. He is in a good position though. He's well hidden. We're in the trees. We'll be seeing some movement. There we are. We'll just watch Skeptical for now. Urban Ghost should be calling out Aqua really soon here, unless he's trying to be quiet and let her pass by. He does hear... Oh, Aqua does get the confirmation. Oh, and a nice pick through the wood. Does give away his position, so they do know that where exactly to poke. Skeptical does hear the other man out. He is crouch walking, so he isn't as audible as the other man. Nate comes out. He knows exactly where it's happening. He gets the frag and a nice wraparound, but he has to move around quick. They are moving on to objective. And now we're down into a 1v1 with 1 minute and 20 seconds left. But a shot through the fence from Aqua Fighter secures the round and gives Lords of War the first point on this map. My apologies that the audio issue is still happening. I'll have to look into that myself. As map 2, Lords of War go up 1-0. And your scores really briefly, we are seeing, it's really cool seeing how different people respond to different maps. Like Aqua clearly is in her Aqua and Esco are clearly in their element here on Suburbia, rather than what we saw on Quarantine before, and that's just what you practice. So now they know that. Just food for thought. Food for thought. And that's still, points wise, are still leading the round here. So their 2-point victory, or their 2-point lead, is definitely paying off for them here. We kind of have a reserve of point MMR wise. Hiccup. They are using up all that time in the tent, but they know more.
Everybody's just like, here's all the
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. I love you.
Hey, Todd.
Hi, Todd.
Mama
Grandma.
Todd. Hey, Mama Todd.
Hi.
Ooh, I like that idea.
I guess I'm everybody's mother now. Started with Mama Verds and Mama Todd. I guess I'm now with the mother of the Lords of War. And a nice pick from Gunrama. Almost picks up 2. But K-Dog is able to get that refrag and secure that lane 4 approach. Down to a 4v4. Skeptical finding Esco. Picking off the Lords of War. I'm reading my things wrong. Hardo was able to find Skeptical in the refrag, bringing it down to a 3v3 with 5 minutes remaining. Only 1 minute into the round. Urban Ghost with that shield might wreak some havoc here, but Hardo is in a nice spot, actually. It's rarely looked at. Will K-Dog know to look beyond the bush? No, he won't, and Hardo will get that confirmation kill, thus leaving the whole approach vulnerable to just Hardo. Urban Ghost knows exactly where he is. You see that shield point over there. A nade goes out. Patrick finds Aqua Fighter over in lane 3, I believe. Yes. And a nice pistol combo coming out of Urban Ghost. Is he using night vision? No, he's freehanding it. That's actually really incredible. Urban Ghost is slowly making his way up to objective. And There's only one more Lord defending. And if Urban can get really sneaky with this, he can make his way on. He might even be able to cap if he's really good at it. Doesn't look like he's planning on using utility to sneak his way onto objective. And you kind of look at the approach. He does leave himself vulnerable, and Voltage is looking right there. Voltage knows exactly where he's at. But Urban Ghost doesn't. Now he does.
Humvee.
And he forces the rotation coming out of Voltage right now. I might see some utility coming out here if there's any to spare.
Oh.
Drops the shield for an MG. A trade comes in, but it's enough to get Hand of Death their first victory on Suburbia. Once again, like I said before, Hardo seems to have gotten into his element here on this round as well. I believe he got a yes. He was in that nook there, so we got that nice double. I believe. I'll have to memorize names better. Where's the replays when you need them? Hand of Death go up 1. Bring it up to a 5-3. Keep in mind, if Lords of War want to stick in this is the map to do so. They cannot lose this map. They've already lost 1. And I believe with how the Lords of War are standing, every point that Hand of Death gets, they're going to get a better MMR boost than any point that Lords get, because Lords will have a higher MMR. Lords of War are a gold ranked team, while Hand of Death are a silver. Our next objective will be a fun one. Will be the tank. Always some interesting plays coming on in this one.
Jacob, pre-fire if you
So
want.
many capping points on this one. Virtually any side of the forward end of the tank is capable, requiring such a spread out defense on such a close quarters map. Really create a challenge. And the smokes come out like it's the 4th of July. I think they used up all their utility. They're planning to rush the heck out of this, and rush they do. Hardo Tyler has already taken the middle house. High Voltage is on objective, but he gets tagged out, thus shutting down that main approach. And Urban Ghost actually reclaims the top bunk. Let me get these power lines out of the way. Aquafighter is the neighbor, it's the girl next door, but she gets tagged out as well. Hand of Death are just shutting down the Lords of War expertly. Only Jacob and Urban Ghost remain, whereas one Lord is mobile, one is not. I feel like I'm referring to an artist the entire time. And Gun's not in a really good spot to... Well, you can call out one of the people. Definitely. Oh, and the res will be coming out. Here's the question. Will Jacob be looking for it? I don't think he will be. This could bring it back into a 2v2, giving the Lords of War a chance to go for that objective again if they wanted to, even though I wouldn't suggest it at this point, because both sides of the objective are currently being very well defended. Revive does come out, and Esco is back on his feet again, albeit with a little bit less health. But they can strategize to either divide and conquer or annihilate as a unit. I think Urban Ghost knows exactly where things are going, but he's peeking. I wouldn't suggest peeking at that window. That leaves you... We all know that this team is really cap happy. You might want to catch them when they're trying to cap. Esco knows exactly where this defense is because he was down for so long, and Urban is popping a nade, doesn't land, almost gets Gunrama, but it doesn't work. They have to take out Urban Ghost if they want to get onto objective at this point. Jacob coming back with the refire. As I pan, my audio's all messed up, so I'm wondering what's going on. Uh-oh. That almost was a team kill right there. And Esco finds Jacob, bringing it down to a 2v1. Lords of War are looking pretty good here. The cap on the other side of the tank could happen, but I think Urban Ghost has other ideas. He's going to fight it out to the death, and that he will do as Gunrama tags him down, giving Lords of War the 2-1 victory. Always double tap your kills. Always double tap your kills is what we've learned here, children. It will come back to bite you later. And Death was looking so good in that shutdown, but right as the pace slowed down, Lords of War were able to collect themselves, literally, and just divide and conquer. Very marvelous defense coming out on the first minute of the round, where literally all hell was breaking loose, but the Hand of Death knew exactly what to do. They knew where to look, when to look, and just shut down the initial attempt at the objective. But now it's time for the Hand of Death to make their attack onto this objective. And how they do it will probably be interesting, because chances are, if the team you just faced did the fast approach, where they tried to be all noisy and stuff, with smokes, flashes, nades, you name it, chances are they know how to defend that pretty well as well. But let's see what they do. Shield coming out of Urban Ghost. He might be trying to take middle house. If I was him. The box has been lifted and the approach begins. Oh man, a big spread coming out. They actually opt to go down lanes 3 and 4 as the pre-fires come out, revealing where they are. Smoke's coming out. Actually, diversionary smoke and Mr. Jacob is scanning. Keep in mind, he doesn't. Oh no, it's a revive. My bad. Voltage finds Skeptical. Very crucial pick, and a rocket of an aid goes by, bounces off the tank and tags Urban Ghost. That shield is nicely propped up though for the revive. That shield is like too perfectly propped up for the revive. Revive comes out, and Urban Ghost once again is a thing to be feared. And a nice play is actually coming out here. I don't know how Doctor didn't get. Esco and Urban Ghost. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's a refrag. Had a bit of trouble making sense of that play here. I was kind of distracted by the waving of the pistol. Oops. It would just be pot shots. See, I think the main issue that the Lords of War. Oops. And I did the Nightfire thing where I left the overlay on. I apologize about that. Hot shots coming out. But K-Dog and Patrick, everyone is lining up ready to attack objective, but no one has checked the upstairs of the house. But Hardo isn't really checking either. Patrick's just Tyler's actually preoccupied with other things, and Patrick is capping, and he does. Hand of Death get 2 points. Glad I didn't leave the overlay on for that. I was wondering, why am I seeing the scoreboard over there? I realized I left the overlay on. Whoopsie. Ba-doom. Hand of Death once again on the cusp. They're on the cusp of victory here with Lords of War. If they can cap here, they can steal the map and keep themselves in the game. But that's going to be a challenge. Because we've seen this before. Hand of Death do know how to defend their objectives. And this one is actually going to work really well for the Hand of Death because it is the middle house objective. Bum, bum, bum. Lords of War will have to get really crafty here. They're probably going to have to cap because...
We just lost Patrick. Make sure you stop the timer. Oh, we're the host. God, I'm an idiot. Okay, I'll shut up.
That's the Discord. I forgot to leave. I'm gonna just fix that right now. You heard it from him. One of the Hand of Death has had a disconnect, which happens. And he is back in now, so... hopefully, we'll be starting up really soon. I do believe that this is round 5. I tried to do something funky with that camera angle and it didn't work. Everyone's rushing into the middle house. Hand of Death have to defend this if they want to win this map and the game. Win that sweet MMR. A C4 goes off prematurely along with a Molotov in the back porch. Luckily this house is built up to fire code. Lords of War are opting to go along the south side, but Hand of Death think that the attack is coming via lane 2.
I'm gonna watch in front of burning. Just in case they try to get in our spawn house.
Oh, and a nice nade comes out, but it's too much hot sauce. And that nade did give away the Lords of War attack in position. I don't think they realize that all 5 of them are coming that way. And all 5 of them have trained their eyes on Mr. Jacob, who has just found Hardo Tyler. And confirmed it. There may have been a bit of a radio call there saying that, hey, he's on the back tank. Jacob tries to get funky with it, but gets tagged up by Esco. And you do reduce your peeker's advantage there. And Esco is able to find Urban Ghost around the house itself, and I believe he's about to make his entry in. Will K-Dog be able to find where he's at? He's actually in a really good spot. It's not too looked at, especially with this new update with all the furnishings, making everything look pretty. An attempt at a nade, Skeptical's able to dodge it because it only lands on the roof, not through the window. Patrick's able to find Gunrama, but Aquafighter's able to find K-Dog, thus securing the bottom floor of that house. Question is, will they be able to make it up to the top? There's only 2 people defending, and they are both upstairs and in pretty decent positions here. Oh, and a bad nade. Will he be able to chuck it? He chucks it out of the way. And no one gets hurt. What a nice save. Oh, but he does get caught out by Esco. It is all up to Patrick to let them win this game. I think he just primed a nade. He's ready to roll here. Oh, but lands short. Utility coming out again. Lords of War are taking no chances here by trying to peek it. And Patrick has been pretty good on quarantine, so he is no shabby defense. Where he's at right now could expose him to... Well, actually, he might be peeking Aqua. He finds Aqua, but now it's up to Esco to get the refrag. Esco's unable to find it from his blind fire. Patrick finds Esco, and it's up to a 1v1 versus Voltage and Patrick. But Voltage is capping. Voltage is capping, and... Wow! Gonads! I'm shocked. I caught that on camera, right? I'm absolutely shocked by that. I don't have words. What a play. What a play. Oh my goodness. The gonads. The gonads. What a cap. What a cap! They have kept themselves in the game in the matter of a split second. That instinct. Wow. I'm speechless. I still am. I am... Alright, over to the war room. Okay, so our final map, I'm gonna just try to clear that from my mind. Our final map, keep in mind our bands were Subway and Downfall. Final map will be Bazaar, if it would let me choose it. There we are. Yes, there we are. And we will be starting off with Coyote Objective, or the main Bazaar, some affectionately call it. Very capable objective as well. There are effectively 4 different spots, 4 or 5 or 6 I believe at one point, capping spots as of right now, because keep in mind you have the downstairs and the upstairs if you are really close to the floor. Trust me, that uplink is like Bluetooth, man. It has range. That's going to be a lot for the Lords of War to defend here. Now, this is Hand of Death's map to choose, and they have shown that they are even good on maps that, that Lords of War have chosen. So this is going to be really fun. Keep in mind, this is a silver and a gold matchup. Oh man, I'm still speechless from that cap. That was... I said it. Lords of War needed to either get the kill or the cap, and they went all out. They went all out. Let's...
Yeah.
Shit, my syringe, my drugs.
Gunrama is going into relapse. And Esco immediately finds K-Dog. Not even 15 seconds into the round. Being Lords of War, that one-man advantage. One of the... Hand of Death has actually moved up relatively far, but has not been detected by any of the people who are hiding out inside these crates. Gunrama might have a view of him, because you can look through the slats and get a decent view without being seen yourself, but the moment that you give away your position... Like I said, you can look through the slats, but those crates are not bulletproof by any means whatsoever, so... It's a very risky point indeed. A nice nade going out. Might actually tag. Oh, but it's a little too far, and the wood does provide a bit of protection. Hand of Death only have 2 remaining, and the Lords of War have shown that they are the masters of defending this objective so far. They have not lost a single soul. I do not want this to be where the cookie crumbles for the Hand of Death, though. They have played so well against a team that they are theoretically outmatched by. I always like rooting for the underdog, personally. Esco finding I'm Patrick, bringing you down to a 1v5. Mr. Jacob here is going to have to get a little crazy. Voltage might be seeing him really soon. He's moving all over the place. He's checking every angle, even though he has 5 members up. And he has pretty much given his away his position to the last remaining member of the Hand of Death. And a bad nade comes out off of an assumption? Not exactly sure what warranted that, but hey. I think Mr. Jacobs is reconsidering his options. Maybe choosing to go more toward the staircase in order to find Voltage, but no one can stop Voltage from bouncing off the walls. He's even left the building now. Shoot, he might be going on a map-wide flank. Which he actually is. Not the person I wanted. There we go. There we go. Oh, and once again, the boards prove deadly. Lords of War take round 1 pretty definitively with a perfect round. Hand of Death chose this map as their pick. But this is oops, I forgot to update the score. Not bad. That was Lords of Wars. And they have tied it up. Now score-wise. Over to individuals. We're seeing Esco once again in his element. Always a good player. A lot of respect for the guy. He's a hard-working player who always seems to really know his angles. It always pays off, so no surprise here that Esco is just a murder machine. We'll be going into
What is this market called over here?
the Hand of Death's defense here as we go into round 2 of map 3.
I'm gonna be in the hotel area.
A very spread out defense coming out again. No one's actually choosing to go inside the bazaar this time. They're actually choosing to go into these kind of niche spots that are on the outside in order to kind of control this box. Spawn is the mini market. We'll be seeing 2 of them actually making a pretty expeditious push up onto the very edge of this kill box that the Hand of Death has set up here. And the rest of the 3 aren't even moving. It's just, once again, we're seeing this thing where the Lords of War like to wait for the timer to go down and then just rush in when time's going against them. C4 going off, but it doesn't find anyone. A waste of 2 points. That's what that is. Get this pull out of the way. There we go. Yes, and Esco is holding the angle until the 3-man squad can make their approach into the other side. I see exactly what they're doing. What they're going to do is they're going to wait until both teams are relatively equidistant from the objective, and then both push on, throwing smokes, whatever they got onto objective, and potentially spooking the enemy and potentially capping. I think that's the end objective here. However, the Lords of War, Hand of Death has the advantage here because their defense is incredibly spread out, that if Lords of War put themselves into a time crunch, they'll be forced to make mistakes, which Hand of Death are in the position to capitalize on. I wish I could see what utility each player is bringing, just to kind of dissect the plan. I love doing that. But lo and behold, either I'm looking at people's nipples too much, or I'll just have to wait until the plan actually carries itself out. Oh, and Urban Ghost gets a nice pick on high voltage, effectively making it a 4-man push now. But Esco's actually able to get the refrag from a cheeky spot. And then the refrag comes, the refrag comes out from Patrick. What a spot. Look at that. And the revive comes out. Hand of Death are back up to a 5 strong. And when the south push has been eliminated. Now, the one advantage that the Lords of War do have is that the Hand of Death may be thinking that the approach is coming up from the south. A 5-man push. They have been really quiet, and they have not really been making much noise. I think the only person who really knows where, at least one person is where K-Dog may have heard Gunrama at one point if he made a slight sound. But everyone else, Hardo and the Doctor, are making their moves really slowly. Hardo and K-Dog actually might making a move here, and Hardo's not even looking in the right direction. K-Dog will get the first kill here. Will Aqua follow up? Will the Doctor plan a follow-up? I'm sorry, that was too obvious. I'm Patrick, and Gunrama encounter each other, but Urban Ghost gets the kill. Bring it down to the last member being the Doctor. She's only a doctor of psychology, not a medical, and she will die. That's actually true. Dr. Aquafighter is a doctor of psychology. And I believe it's clinical. I forget specifically. She'll probably correct me later. You get a point. All right. And with that, let's go check out individual scores really quick. Urban Ghost and Jacob are definitely fluent on this map. And Esco, along with Hardo, High, and Gun, it's a little early to really be calling this out, but Esco is definitely the one who kind of stands out amongst the team here. But Urban and Mr. Jacob definitely have practice on this map. All right, let's begin the show. Now we pop to round 3.
Yeah, but really, up there on that balcony is a great spot to watch people approach the south.
Last minute call out point tot chatter.
6 or 6
K-Dog sounds like that his internet's beginning to fade away. Esco, once again, he just knows where these picks are. People try to rush, in which handed that seemed to be very rushy today. Very Russian. Urban's just really trying to be... I think he's just trying to be a reconnaissance vehicle at this point. Pointing out where people are going, and nice smoke actually to block his crossing, but he has to be really careful because he's not pointing his shield in the appropriate direction. Boy, Voltage is right here. He better get his weapon ready. And Voltage messes up his nade. He has to duck for cover. He doesn't even cook that. I see how Urban Ghost aims though. He uses the flashlight as kind of like a general reticle. It's actually... that's actually really cheeky. It is incredibly cheeky. It's kind of like... I don't even know how to describe that. It's... basically he'll aim for the center of the circle no matter where he's at. If he's in a decent enough range, but... he's got to be careful here. He's about to get into a long-range combat with High Voltage. He's looking for the angle, and he's going to get it. K-Dog gets the refrag. Hand of Death, though, are only down to 2, and one of them is actually approaching objective with only Aqua defending. But Aqua is able to... ooh, both of them went down at the same time. Aqua's able to defend the objective while Esco... sorry. I don't know who was actually out there. I missed the... play. Good push, and they were actually able to get onto objective. If they were able to win, and when I say they, I mean Hand of Death. If Hand of Death was able to win an on objective battle between Aqua and I want to say Skeptical. I forget names like immediately after I see him. But whoever was there, if they won that, they would have definitely caused a stir within Lords, and Lords of War would definitely have had to come up with a defense really quick. But anywho, here's your point. This is actually a really close match. And it's the same spawn as last time, so we're probably going to see a similar approach, or not actually. We're actually going to see something entirely different, a 5-man approach to the other side of the map.
Yeah, he's going center.
Alright, so that way they don't see us cross there, hopefully. Now careful, we need to halt here and check the corners. I'm gonna put go ahead.
Now, Hand of Death have actually opted to hold a really tight
I'm going that way.
Really tight defense, actually. Ooh, some swinging coming out here. Might see some pre-fire coming out of K-Dog if he knows the spot. Voltage isn't really looking out either. Just call it out that there is someone over there, but Voltage actually nails the person on the south wall. It's I'm Patrick. It's Skeptical knows exactly where it's happening. He's in a very commonly used spot. And K-Dog should know exactly where Skeptical is. He shoots there. Now Voltage knows. And he might be radioing out to his teammate, hey, shoot this bin thing, this stall. But it's just not happening.
There's one in the two-story bar.
Two-story gets called out by Voltage. Oh, and a nice nade! But he gets shot down, so my thing gets taken out here. Lords of War are running away with these matches. Skeptical keeps pointing at where high voltage exactly is, and if he just pre-fires it, he could have that, but Urban Ghost gets Gunrama way out there. It's actually a really far pick. And Skeptical finds Voltage, downs him, confirms it, giving them their second kill-ish. Gunrama's only down, so he's still able to get revived, and he's actually pretty close to help. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, help has abandoned him. No one's running back for the... No one's running back to go get him for good reason. He is being puppy guarded by Urban Ghost. Shots coming out of Esco, but Urban's able to get out of the way just in time. So does Esco. And the approach gets rerouted completely to the north. I'm sorry, to the south. Now keep in mind, this line is currently being watched by Skeptical because he really knows what he's doing. And Hardo goes down, but will Aqua know exactly where Skeptical is? He's looking through that hole, but I don't think that provides a good enough view from where she's standing, at least. No, it doesn't. Skeptical has effectively or temporarily stopped that north approach, and Esco, realizing that he has to go revive that last guy, I believe, because currently it is a 3v3. Oh no. That other man is down, so Esco is rerouting north because it's the only way he can shake things up anymore. His position before has been called out. Esco gets skeptical on the rotation, so now it's a 2v1. My audio's off. Esco goes down to K-Dog, and Urban Ghost finds Gunrama, bringing it up to a 1v1 effectively, with Hand of Death having basically half a man alive. And the Hand of Death win because the Lords of War took way too much time when Aquafighter was almost onto objective. You heard it from her. No. You get a point. Quick to you back into the scores. Yes. Yes, I've brought back the lasers. I'm glad y'all love that. I saw what y'all mentioned in chat, and I completely forgot that since I restarted Onward, it turned off the lasers, and yeah, bad things happened. So I'm glad y'all can live peacefully now and live happy lives because I have turned on the lasers. Aside from all the other glitches going on the stream, including the away team not having a logo, the audio is off, and y'all are complaining about lasers. Thank you. Thank you for being civil. Now this objective is pretty capital. This could be the moment Hand of Death send it home. They've done it before. Will they do it again? Keep in mind, Esco, and I should be following him. It was exactly where all these spots are. There he is. Spots, so he knows the timing just down to the second of where people are going to be. And we already seen that come out as he tries to tag K-Dog, but it just doesn't work. He's probably seen that there are 3 of them crossing, at least from what I can see. Patrick's trying to find that refrag, but Esco is tucked in pretty well. Trying to look for where this attacker is. Oh, he's under here. Skeptical finds Esco, actually. An enormous pick. And I'm sorry I could not find that as I'm trying to navigate my map. Let's just follow these guys.
Patrick, we can hold on. I can move.
Oh, and we're gonna see some action on the north side here, probably. I'm Patrick. It's gonna be closely guarded by Volsage. He's usually would be watching that north wall, but he's actually choosing to watch the street instead. He is watching the wall now, and Patrick should see, but Patrick's actually preoccupied. Oh no, there was a tree in the way. Volsage finds K-Dog. I think he's gonna go back, and Patrick knows. Patrick sees him.
One spot of me in the
He radios it out that it's along the north wall, and if he peeks right now, he'll be able to get voltage so cleanly, and he does. Bring it down to a 3v4 hand of death advantage.
Or whoever's over here.
The smoke shield combo coming out. We've seen how good Ghost can be with the shield flashlight combo, which is something I have to admit I've never seen before. But it seems to work pretty well. Jacob finding Hardo Tyler. There are only 2 members of Lords of War left. Correction, 1.5. 2 members of Hand of Death left. And the Hand of Death actually finish it off and get themselves a lead on this map. All they have to do, once again, is not get capped on. And they can win this round. Keep in mind, we were in this exact situation before with a 3-2. And Lords of War capped in order to save themselves and progress onto the 3rd round in order to fight it out. This is the make or break points. My scoreboard is correct, right? Yes, it is. Now we will have the same objective again, which, like I said before, is cappable. So Lords of War can win this here if they get really ambitious with it. And Voltage, we've seen it out of him. He's been a quick cap. So they still have that tool under their belt, so. Teams are using up all 2 minutes of their time carefully strategizing for what is match point for the Hand of Death and capping match point for Lords of War. I think we've gone beyond the 2 minutes, if I'm not mistaken by now, but all 5 members are here. I wonder if a timeout got called. Nope. Those are the beeps. That's good. It is time to see, will the Hand of Death seal the deal and defeat the Lords of War? There's a lot of in this.
Alright, so you're gonna be to the right over here around this corner.
Just lay down back here. Just have a straight
The micromanagement coming out of the Hand of Death. The Lords of War, the box has been released for them, and they are beginning their approach. They're going for what looks like a 2-2-1 split. The odd man actually being the closest to the objective. One's really making a move here. Lords really want to get these picks here. Might make the hand of death antsy. Let me get down below this building. There we go. Going out, doesn't find anyone, it's a little too far away, but Mr. Jacob finds Aqua Fighter, the first pick of this round, and it's been over a minute so far, a minute and a half to be exact. The second one might come out because it looks like that the encounters are happening on the north side. Jacob looking for Hardo, almost finds him as they try to shoot through the pallet, but smoke coming out as almost Christmas here. As Hardo has to reposition.
Rotating back a little bit.
Hardo finds Skeptical and finishes him off.
One dead in the north.
Wasn't able to get the angle on that. But Jacob's able to get the refrag on Hardo, bringing it down to effectively a 3.5 v4. Patrick able to find Voltage, leaving only 2 able bodies on the Lords of War to bring it back. This is looking really good for the Hand of Death.
That's 2. I know I got 1 for sure.
From Esco's point of view, he's really good at finding these picks. He just knew exactly where that was happening, and Esco finds Urban Ghost almost too well. He's now at 2v2.5 here. And Esco does hear where the other members of Hand of Death are. Oh, but he goes down because Patrick. And the Hand of Death. Wow. Get the final kill. They get their 4th point. And that makes them the match winner. What a match. What a match. Just Lords of War keeping themselves in this with a cap in the middle of a gunfight, and Hand of Death clawing their way back on Bazaar. It's just incredible. Just an incredible match. If you really like the Onward Master League and everything that we produce out there, please check us out on our website, onwardvrmasterleague.com. Also, please check out our sponsors, ProTube and VR Cover. Both of their products are amazing, and you should totally buy their stuff. I am TFH, also known as Todd. Yeah, pretty much. Just TFH for Todd now. I can't really say the other name. And that'll be all from me tonight. Have a good night, everyone.